こいつは楽しめそうだ。
Fighters ready. Engage.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Who 186 back again with another podcast, the Overrated Podcast, episode 33. I am your co-host, Hoovy186, and my partner in crime. Introduce yourself.
Oh yeah, man! This is the traditionalist 101. You know how it is, everybody. We have to hold on to tradition because that's the way it's supposed to work. But anyways, we want to get started, really quick. But I just want to say that we officially finally have our separate podcast or
Yes,
YouTube channel, I should say.
yes. We're in over the next week. We're gonna try to get everything set up. We're gonna try to push all the content that we've already made onto that channel.
Mhm.
And stuff like that. I know the channel's already been made, but obviously, all the content's on my channel, so I have to try to move all that. That's gonna take some time, but starting next week, um, all the podcasts will be on that channel. Do you have the link? Do you have the link to the channel, by the way?
Yes, I think I do. Yeah.
Yeah. This okay. I don't. Okay. Let me go. All right. So can you share it? Can you share it in the general chat?
And this one, and I don't think I could put comments on here on this
Oh,
chat.
on your side, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, actually, no. I think you can you.
no, I'm trying right now. I cannot.
Okay. All right. I'll do it. Just yeah. Oh yeah. So like over the next couple over the next week or so, we'll get the new channel out there. Subscribe to the channel and share it out, man. Because this is gonna be a new step in the whole podcast area for us. Having a our own dedicated YouTube channel for the Overrated Podcast. So
Yes, because pretty much what's been happening is whenever I would tell people about my content, whether if it's from either my jobs or family, friends, and whatnot, people can't find the content. They can't find the channel, and and it's our own fault. I blame myself for that because the channel, all the content is under, like you said, under Hoovy 186's name. And so when people type in overrated podcast, they can't find it because, again, it's under Hoovy 186, which that channel is already established. So, to get rid of all that confusion and make everything easier for you guys, this is why we made a completely separate channel. I'll have 100% access to it. Hoovy will have 100% access to it. But you guys will have access to watch our content the way it's supposed to be. So that's good.
yeah. So it's something that we were talking. It's something that I kind of been wanting to do for a while, and I know that's something that Steve wanted to do. Wanted to do for a while. So it was just a matter of getting kind of like getting the podcast established, and also having time to set up the channel because I obviously Steve has two jobs. I have a job that I'm working 40+ hours. Um, so finding time to run a podcast is tough, but we since we have some time, we can get this ball rolling.
Yes, absolutely. So, uh, how was how was your weekend? How did it go?
It was ultimately it was fine. Like it was fine. Like I said, work wasn't too terrible, especially Saturday and Sunday. And
Mhm.
I pretty much was just preoccupied with the fact that Will Smith bitch slapped Chris Rock on
It,
national TV.
it
Like,
was it like for me. Well, before that, right before that happened, I went to go. I finally went to go see the Uncharted movie,
hmm
and the movie was pretty decent. The movie was pretty decent. I just didn't care about the main villain in the movie, which kind of made a huge. It was a disappointment for me because it looked like, you know how when you have, there's a main boss and then there's like a sub boss or whatever.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Every Uncharted
it,
movie is like that. Every
yeah,
Uncharted game is like that.
yeah. I just wasn't really impressed, regarding that. But like you said, there's bigger news, which is oh my gosh. You continue on with that. Oh man, because
Yeah,
I'm
it's just,
still
this
speechless.
is this is
You're the one that actually brought it up to me, this morning.
yeah. Because like, obviously I was at work, so I was and I wasn't. I don't watch award shows, right? Like I don't, especially like movie award shows, because that stuff can be kind of stuffy, boring, and I don't have time to. I'm 36. I don't have time to waste watching boring shit. You know what I'm saying? But normally at work, I normally I'll peruse Twitter when it's dead, and all I'm seeing, what's going on, Malta? How you doing, bro? Um,
Yeah, Mota, what's up, brother?
yeah, but like like I'm just perusing through Twitter, and I'm seeing all this stuff about Will Smith slapping. I all I see is just him. Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I look through, I find the video, and it's pretty hilarious. I ain't gonna lie. The whole everything involving it is pretty hilarious, right? So I mean, what's your thoughts on it? And Walter said I was hoping this would come today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Obviously, nothing. I ain't got nothing to do, so we might as well do a podcast. So
Yeah. I was just completely shocked, and when we was all discussing it in our private chat, I thought it was all a skit. I thought it was just guys just messing around,
yeah,
playing pretend and whatnot.
yeah. A lot of people did. A lot of people thought it was just you know, fake.
Well, is it okay that we could watch it real quick?
It has to be off screen.
Okay, so even like this, hold on. So even I'm not gonna play it because I wanna make sure you have the okay first. So even if I play it like this, we can't watch it, right?
As long as it doesn't have anything that says ABC on it, then we're good.
Well, I see ABC. You can see ABC right down here.
Yeah, yeah. So like anything,
Uh,
because that's how you get copyright claimed. Like,
uh,
if it's something like if it was something like if it was off of your phone, maybe we can play it.
hmm
But I've seen other videos where it wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, so well, as long as we do commentary in between, it should be okay, right?
As long as it doesn't have the ABC thing on there.
Okay, so that's the okay. Wow. Did you just see that?
Wait, I watched the video multiple times.
Okay. Okay. Here's the thing that I'm very confused about with Will Smith. I have so much to say,
Yeah,
but the only thing that I'm very confused about is he goes and slaps him, right? But before
hmm
then, he actually laughs at his joke.
yeah.
That's the only thing that I'm still trying to get rid of the question mark on top of my head, because why are you laughing if you feel that it's so offensive? If something is really that egregious to you where you actually have to physically assault somebody, well, why are you laughing then? Why are you
I
laughing?
I don't know, man. I don't
it,
know, man.
it really doesn't make any sense to me. You laugh, and after you laugh you want to slap the guy after you were laughing. Tell me how that makes any sense. Like tell me, like somebody, whether if it's Malta or whoever is watching right now, somebody needs to explain to me how did the transition from laughter go into physical abuse. Tell me, how does that even link?
I have no I have no idea, bro. Like I said in the chat, um, he I do believe that Will Smith has some issues, some deep personal issues that he needs to you know that he needs to get addressed. You know what I mean? Like hold on a second. I think I found a video where I can share it.
Oh, good,
Okay.
awesome, awesome, awesome.
Let me get let me get the share thing going. I know Multi got a couple comments. I'll read your comments in a second, bro. Let
Oh
me
yeah,
just
yeah.
get this.
I see them too. Yeah, I'm looking forward for that too. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. First off, share audio. There you go. So we did that. All right. So we're gonna get to it right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Oh
hear
yeah.
we're gonna hear everything that he says.
Okay, awesome, awesome.
Out your fucking mouth.
Wow,
start.
dude.
Yeah, yeah. Go back to the
This is
beginning.
a GI.
Yeah.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Dude, can you rewind?
Now, you notice now. Okay.
G.I. Jane 2.
Now
That's
you
where I
notice.
want you to pause. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. You want me to pause it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now you notice this is the part where she did not find that funny.
Yes.
She didn't find that funny. Now there's a lot of people who are again. I personally I don't want to get deep down in it because I find the whole thing to be funny. Right? I don't want to be super serious about this. Like because I find the whole thing funny. However, it is to be noted that she does have a disease. I don't know. I forgot what it's called. That is why her hair is like that. That's why. Now I don't know if Chris Rock knows this or not. I don't know. I don't know if he knows this or not. But that I can understand striking a nerve, and because of that reaction, is why Will Smith did what he did. Right? You want me to keep? You want me to press play?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a nice one. Okay.
Oh man.
I'm out here.
And
Richard.
then that's
Oh, my
when
gosh.
he goes up, casually scrolling.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
No, I never.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, can you rewind that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. That caught me off guard. I did not expect that.
Smack the shit.
Fuck. He
I did not. A little bit more. Oh man.
Yeah, let me look.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard.
Oh man.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
He just walks off casually.
She needs some milk.
Yeah. So I mean,
Oh my gosh, that Sonic coin thing was so outstanding.
yeah. Shout out to
Who was that?
I Marquise. I think he's the
Okay.
one that did the I think he did the editing.
That was phenomenal. That was phenomenal. Okay. What were you going to say?
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Let's read Multi's comments first. All right. So he said that Will had the right to do it, but also should have apologized to Chris Rock, whether publicly or privately, because Will was laughing at the joke as well as on his way to Chris and on his way back to his. Now, here's what I think happened. Back to it. Okay, back to it. See, maybe he didn't care, only wanted to impress his wife or something. Supposedly, Will's wife baldness is a disease and not normal baldness. If it was a disease, then the joke is out of pocket. But even if it wasn't, you shouldn't make fun of a woman that's balding. That's gonna destroy her self-esteem. Now, here's the thing, right? With everything said, I still think this is funny. First of all, if you're going to apologize, you do that shit publicly, right? Because you slapped him publicly, then you apologize publicly, right? Now, if you're Will Smith, if you all of a sudden, decide, to grow a backbone and slap somebody, I feel like there's a better way to handle it. There's a better way to handle it, right? Again, I don't know if Chris Rock knew about her disease or whatever. Me personally, I didn't think the joke was I didn't think the joke was anything that was intentionally harmful to
Mm-hmm.
to to her or anything like that. I understand if you're upset. I mean, then handle it like men. Handle it, like men. Because like I said, like I told you before, these two men, they've been in the industry for, I mean, I pretty much the same amount of time.
Yes.
They like, granted, obviously Will Smith, multi talented. I think he broke in as a rapper. And I know he was doing rapping and acting simultaneously. You know what I mean? But I don't know if I would consider Will Smith a stand. I don't think he's a stand-up comedian, but he's in that field, right? He's in that field. And Chris
Mm-hmm.
Rock obviously is a comedian, actor, comedian, whatever. I figured these two would have known each other, along the way, to where if something is said that may be offensive, you handle it, handle it, like an adult. You handle it like an adult. With that said, I think the whole thing is funny. I still think the whole thing's funny. Go ahead, Steve. Oh, wait. My bad. Hold on. Steve, you're muted. You're muted.
Whoa, dude, thanks. I didn't even, how did I didn't even put whatever.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Start over.
what I was trying to ask you was what I asked you was while I was
Mhm.
muted. So you feel like Chris Rock did absolutely nothing wrong in that regard?
No, not
Okay.
really. Cause look. If he didn't know, first off, the joke wasn't even that bad. Cause like she's had like Jada Pinkett over the years has had many different hairstyles. Now again, if he didn't know she had the disease thing, then fine. But he could have gone so many different directions with that joke. So many different directions with that joke, right? Because we know Will and Jada has a well documented open relationship. It's something that it's a dirty secret in Hollywood.
Yeah.
We like he could have gone in so many different directions, right?
Yeah, but
And
here's the problem. Here's the other problem, that I had.
mhm,
We discussed this also in the chat. I
mhm.
felt like the only reason why he did that to Chris was because he knew that he wasn't going to. He knew that his head would have remained attached by hitting Chris. He knew that. He knew that. Like I said before, if this was Terry Crews, if this was
No,
Ice
no,
Cube,
let me tell you something. Terry Crews ain't gonna do shit.
no,
I'm gonna
no,
tell you right now.
he's
He
not
ain't gonna
hitting
do.
Terry Crews.
I mean, he
He,
may not. I mean, he may be hesitant, but not Terry Crews. Ain't, trust me, Terry Crews ain't gonna do shit to Will Smith. He's not.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Terry Crews would accept that. I don't think so.
Trust me. He let a producer touch him in the dick. Yeah,
Okay, let's
he's not gonna do anything.
not
I'll tell you this. I guarantee you, Will Smith wouldn't do that to Dave Chappelle. Wouldn't
yeah,
do that. Wouldn't do that to Dave Chappelle. Probably wouldn't do that to D.L. Hughley. You know what I mean? He would. He would. There's a lot of comedians out there. He wouldn't do that to.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And I even saw it on Twitter where the guy posted, let's say if that was, The Rock, aka Dwayne Johnson,
Mhm.
he wouldn't do anything. And again, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
He knew for a fact that Chris Rock is not someone who is very controversial.
No, well, he's controversial, but he's.
But well, I mean, like in a he just knew that he
I mean,
wasn't
he
going to.
wasn't. He knew he wasn't gonna hit him.
Right, exactly. He
Yeah,
he, he knew that, and where's the same energy, regarding, to his wife when what's his name, August, I can't remember his last name.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know that. I don't know much about that situation. All I know is that apparently they were going out, like the guy who apparently is supposed to be like Jaden's friend or something like that, going
like
out with Jada
best
Pinkett.
friend, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. They had a very, very, very good time.
Of
Very.
course they did, but like, Aug- Malta says August Alsina. Is that person famous or just no? I don't know.
Yeah. He is.
What does he do?
Is it? I thought he was um what do you call it? A rapper.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, people keep saying that about Will Smith that he didn't show the same energy. We don't know if he didn't do. We don't know if he slapped them in private.
Oh
We
come
don't
on,
know.
he didn't do anything. He didn't address it in public. He said
Yeah.
nothing about it. He
I
let
mean,
his wife wear the pants in the house. The wife basically have full control. So he's a nobody to me. I don't respect men like that. I really don't. I
uh,
really don't. It's time for him to take charge and have a actual good traditional marriage, not this. And if it's 100% fact that they actually have an open marriage, well, that's shame on him. Shame on him. Well, shame on both of them because why get married if you having an open relationship? That's an automatic distrust since day one.
I will say this. I think the reasoning behind it is basically just to spice up the marriage, basically. Because like you always hear the term, oh, even sirloin steak gets even the finest sirloin steak gets stale after a while.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that's where that the idea behind open marriages come from. And our friend Kidvid, he mentioned something in the chat, in the private chat. Let me read. Let me read it. He said that
Mm-hmm.
these athletes slash comedians get paid 4 times or more, or 4 times or more times than anyone. It's not professional for these athletes slash comedians to result in violence like that. Now they messed up their own fan base. They should take away that Oscar and trophies these high paying people are receiving and give me the money, damn it.
Oh man. Okay, so give you the money, right?
First off, there's a lot of crazy shit going on in Hollywood that's gone on in that award show over the years. Like I ain't with taking his trophy away. Because if it was really that big of a deal what he did, they would have escorted him out of the building.
Well,
But they didn't do that.
his name is Will Smith. They're not doing that.
I mean
They're not
that's
doing that.
true, but it would be a bad look for them to let some of the bullshit that they let over the years at that award show go, and yet kick Will Smith out for slapping Chris Rock. You know what I mean?
Well, my last thing I want to say is you have two guys that are in the exact same industry,
Hmm.
and for throughout Will Smith's career, especially on his show, there are so many jokes that, like for example, like all the fat jokes he gave to Uncle Phil, all the nerdy jokes that he would give, to Carlton, and well,
You know, you know those, you know those, you
Alfonso.
know, you know those, you know those jokes are.
No, it doesn't matter though.
No,
It
I
doesn't
tell you, it
matter.
doesn't matter.
No, I don't think it matters to me because at the end of the day, they're still jokes.
Yeah, but
And
those are
what?
those are fictional. Those are fictional.
Nah, okay, but why can that qualify for what Chris Rock did? He knows that all it is just for laughter and for humor. That's what a comedian does.
No, I agree with that part. I definitely agree with that part. And I just think that he took cues from Jada. Jada wasn't. You could tell by the reaction she didn't like that joke.
It doesn't matter. A lot of people don't like being in the spotlight, being embarrassed in front of thousands and millions of people like that. But again, he's a comedian. Will Smith is a comedian. They are qualified to do that. That's what a comedian is. Unless if you're going to tell the person no, he shouldn't do that, then 100% all comedians should stop making jokes if that's the case. all of them should stop. I don't want to hear anything about, oh, there has to be a somewhat of a threshold that you can't say this, you can't say that. No, let's screw that. If you are a comedian, you should be qualified. And since Will Smith is a comedian, his wife is not the exception to that rule. And again, he laughed anyway.
No, yeah, he laughed until he saw her reaction. He laughed, and then when he said the line about the GI Jane, that's when you could tell that she didn't like the joke. He looked over to her. He got offended, and then he did what he did. He strolled up in there like it was Wild Wild West, slapped him, and then went back to his seat.
Back to his seat casually.
Pretty casually. Like the entitlement that it takes to go up on national TV, stroll your happy ass in front of somebody, slap them, and then go back to your seat. And then win an award 20 years later, 20 minutes later.
Yeah, like this is the picture right here. I love it. I love it. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It is hilarious. It's really, really funny to me.
I mean, I just don't understand. I don't understand why that joke. I honestly, look. If she's really serious about the whole, obviously, I mean, I don't think she would lie about this. If the disease thing is real, I can understand being offended by that. But at the same time, you have the opportunity to go up and talk to him. That's it. Talk to him and explain to him what was going on, and then he can then I'm sure Chris will apologize. That's all that had to be done.
But again, I don't think he should apologize at all.
No, I mean,
because again, Will Smith is in the exact same industry as he is, and he is just as guilty of all the jokes that he has said over the years.
Again, Will Smith's not a stand-up. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. All that needed to be done is if Jada was offended and they communicated that to Chris. And Chris, I guarantee you, Chris would have easily just apologized. But if he
You're basically saying that he should apologize for doing his job.
No. He should. I mean, not necessarily apologize for doing his job, because his job is to host the show, not to make jokes at Jada Pinkett. You know what I'm saying?
He could have been anybody. He could have picked anybody.
That's true. All I'm saying is that Will Smith handled it poorly, and I'm glad he did, because it was really the only thing that was interesting going on in my job. I didn't give two shits about what was going on at the job after that.
Well, the thing is, when people were saying how they feel bad, for Jada, and I can understand that, because when women lose their hair due to alopecia, whatever how you pronounce that disease, or because of cancer and things like that, a lot of the women say they feel depressed and they lose their self-esteem, because even though you and I think you disagree with me on this, but a woman's hair is what really defines femininity, if you will, like that. That's what, huh?
I don't necessarily agree. I understand the idea behind it.
Yeah,
I understand the idea behind it, but what's the definition of
because
of woman's hair?
Think about it like this, right? If that were, if you were right, then there will be no reason for her or any woman to get upset if they lose their hair. Am I right? Like, what if everything was just completely natural, like one of our friends said in the chat? Because remember, even guys, some guys feel insecure when they go bald, but eventually they accept it and they move on. But you can't tell a woman to do the exact same thing. You can't tell a woman who probably have long hair or a huge afro or what have you, and then to appear to have no hair and say, well, that's not what makes you a woman. That's not what makes you feminine. Like, that's not true.
But my thing is this, right? Like, you say that femininity is hair, and is the thing that marks, is one of the marks of femininity. But like,
one of them
is one of them. Yeah. But you also have men who have long hair. You have, like, everyone has hair. Everybody has hair. You know what I'm saying? Like if and the thing that annoys me, and I don't know if this is because of I don't know if it's because like I don't know anything about the disease. If the baldness was something that bothered her to that point, she could have worn a wig. You know what I'm saying? She could have worn a wig or something.
But again, wearing that wig, it's like what you having long hair, right?
Oh, it could have been long hair. It could have been I don't know. Did they make short hair wigs?
I mean, they do. But my point is, women still use that as a way to display, if you will, their femininity. Like you can't say it the way how our friend Yoshi did, thinking that it's the same thing as men having short hair or bald hair, like or being bald. It's not the same thing. It's not
I
the same
understand that.
thing. That's why there's always a complete distinction of what a man looks like and what a woman looks
I
like.
get
And that's just
baldness.
the standard.
I understand that baldness is a look more common within men. I get that.
Yeah, that's
I get, but all right. Let me read some of these comments. Like Malta says, I agree with Steve. That will need to be more masculine in the marriage and not feminine.
yes.
I mean,
Take charge in the relationship. Be a leader, of men, and stop allowing your son to wear a freaking dress all the time. Like, what the hell is your problem, man?
I don't know how old is Jaden?
I don't know.
I'm not trying to talk shit, but I figured Jada can't stop cheating, so Will says it's an open relationship. Well, I mean, Will has cheated on her too. Like he's fucked outside the marriage too.
Well, regarding with all of that, what I found out was when she got pregnant, she actually didn't want to get married. From what I found out, she didn't want to get married, but I think it was either her mom or her grandmother, being Christians, because back in the day, a lot of the families, a lot. I don't want to get all political, but back in the day, families would stick together a lot more so than they do now, because whenever a guy would get a girl pregnant, they would just get married.
Yeah, they would have to.
Yeah, they'll just they'll just get married. And her mom and obviously her grandmother, I can't remember which, but followed that tradition, and they wanted her to get married, but she didn't want to. So the marriage was already going to turn into chaos, and you would have a lot of turbulence or mishaps in the marriage anyway, because she was doing something that she didn't want to do. So she was already unhappy, in my opinion.
No, I mean, I don't know.
And that's why she was constantly cheating.
I mean, but like I said, he's cheating on her too. So like, it's not a one-way street.
Well, but like I said, there's already infidelity and cheating in day one, and distrust and lying since day one. It's a toxic marriage, in my opinion. You cannot have a open relationship when you are married. You
just can't. Like they seem happy to me.
Oh, really?
They seem happy.
Cheating on each other is a happy relationship? I don't buy it.
They seem happy. I'm not buying it. Look, they seem happy. Like look what he's willing to pretty much. He just literally just casually strolled up and slapped someone in the face over her. You know what I'm saying? Like I do think there's some deep-seated issues with Will, but when it comes to him and her, he seems happy with her.
You think he's bipolar?
I don't know if he's bipolar, but there's something seriously wrong with him. It could be the marriage, but like I don't know. Like
I mean, what else could it be? He never acted like this before he got married.
I don't know if I go that far. Well, definitely, I don't know if I go that far. But like, fuck, man. Like, I mean, it's Hollywood. Like, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Anyways, okay. I think he said. I think Jada. Oh, okay. I read that, and he said that cruel woman is controlling Will like a puppet.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
I mean, it could be true. I don't know. Christina Ross said Will has always been the type not to allow public humiliation. He was the same way to Jada when they first got together. I guess, but I mentioned to you in the chat. I mean, fucking Eminem in a rap in what song was it? Please Stand Up. I think that's the song called, right? No, got real Slim Shady.
Okay, yeah.
Call him out publicly. Call him out publicly. I didn't see him. I didn't see him slapping. I didn't see him slapping Eminem around, and they've been in the same building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe it's different because obviously he's defending his woman. Maybe that's the difference. But like, hey, I don't know, man.
Well, even because here's the thing: even if they are unhappy, I think they're unhappy. But even if that's the case, he still probably felt the obligation to defend his woman because he saw that she didn't take it lightly like everybody else did.
Yeah.
So just because so I'm only addressing that because you said earlier, oh, he went and slapped Chris Ross in public. Well, it's still his wife at the end of the day. But I still think he's wrong for doing it.
Yeah.
Because again, they're both comedians, and what the comedian's job description to make fun of people. That's just the standard. Simple as that.
And if
Don't
you have
get
a
mad
problem
at him just because you got picked.
And if you have a problem with it, talk to him in the back or something. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Christina Ross also asks, "Who is this lady sitting next to him?" I have no clue.
I have no idea.
I have no clue. All I know is that
let me is she that woman that played in the Black Panther movie? What? Hold on, let me see.
You want to see it again? Hold on. Let me pop it back up. It could be. Like I said, I have no idea. This is her right
you
here.
know what? It could be her. Not the main character. Let me see. Let me
All I know is that she had a front row seat to that exchange. That's all I know.
Oh,
of her.
man,
I know.
Bro, you've been having all these jokes like all day today. Like,
Dude, I just find the thing funny. Like I find it funny. Like again, I can understand. I can understand him being upset, and I can understand defending your woman. But at the end of the day, it's jokes. Like, and if you had a problem with it, handle it the right way. But I'm glad they didn't, because now, cause I would have nothing to laugh about yesterday. It was awesome.
yeah, it definitely made news, and a lot of people all were tuning in. People just like Twitter and YouTube was just blowing up today. IG was just blowing up today, and dude, like all the memes that did you see the meme that Soul showed us in the chat?
No,
With
wait.
with the Street Fighter 2?
Oh yeah. I saw that.
Oh my goodness, like man, these people are just so creative with these memes. It is just phenomenal. I was just laughing all day at work, just watching memes, watching the video over and over again. But again, shame on Will Smith. Shame on Will Smith. You are a comedian also. You've been guilty for doing the exact same thing. And for you to slap him and humiliate him in public, it makes him look bad too. It definitely makes him look bad. And he's the one that needs to apologize. And I thought it was really, really disgusting how he went up there, started crying, apologizing to everybody with the exception of Chris Ross. He didn't apologize to him. That's not an apology. Like you said, if you did something egregious in public, you apologize in public. He apologized to everybody else except him. No, then what are you apologizing for?
I mean, he probably
Don't apologize. Don't apologize, to ABC and everybody else, but yet you're not apologizing to the person that you actually assaulted. That makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean,
that makes absolutely no sense to me. So, shame on him.
Yeah,
shame on him. I lost a lot of respect, for Will Smith over the years, especially how he's been treating his son. Like all the freaking disgusting kissing him in the lips, in public, allowing him to wear a dress in public, and now he does this crap. And how he's not handling his marriage correctly. Like, look, I don't want to tell people what they should or what they should not do in their marriage. Whatever you want to do what you want. But if you're going to put it on public display, you're giving other people the opportunity to express how they feel and say whether if you're right or wrong. And if you don't like it, tough. You already put on display already. You let it be known that you have an open relationship. You let it be known that it's okay for you to cheat on your other half. And you think people are just going to say that, well, congratulations, that's a good thing? No, that's not a good thing. Marriage is sacred. Take control of your marriage. Be the man that God wants you to be and be the leader. But he doesn't want to do that. What he wants to do is slap people in public and then cry about it and not apologize for it. I don't want to hear. I have enough of Will Smith, so I'm done with him. So what's your last thing?
Nothing. I just find the whole thing to be funny, and I find this when Walter he actually kissed his son in the lips. I had the same reaction. I had the same exact reaction.
Oh, you didn't know about it either.
No, I don't know. I don't know about that, man. Like I don't be looking up dudes kissing each other in the mouth.
Like if he was a little child, a baby, fine. But when the guy's like in his teen, you have no business kissing him in the lips.
I don't know.
Like he did that in that show. What's that show that I'm always making fun of that chick? She has blonde short hair, and I thought she was a dude.
Ellen DeGeneres.
He was in that show, and he kissed his son in the lips in that show.
Yes.
I'm just like, oh my! And for a long time too. And people are actually, laughing about it, thinking that's okay. That's not okay.
I don't know. I don't have nothing else to say. I just find the whole thing to be funny. We do gotta move on. We spent like 41 minutes on this, so.
Well, can you think that couldn't be helped, man? Like we had so much to say. I don't think that could. And like you said, you thought it was funny.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, all right. This one real quick. You have the article. I hope.
Yeah, I have it out. I'm not gonna read the article, but it's just a real quick,
show you what you're talking about.
Yeah, just show it, what I'm talking about. But Nintendo strikes again. Malta. I know how you love, Nintendo, and people have Nintendo as one of the greatest gaming company. But man, they are a
don't act like he's the only one that's like that.
What?
Don't act, Mister. I bought the Wii waiting in the parking lot for a couple hours. Don't act like don't act like he's the only one that's a Nintendo fan.
That was years ago, though.
All right, well, I mean, shit. You have a Switch.
My brother has a Switch.
No, you have a Switch. Like, go ahead, continue.
But yeah, so I don't want to read this whole article.
But what's the main thing? What are they?
All right, let me just read like one paragraph of what happened. So, okay, so it says here, to be clear, basically this book that he's referring to was a strategy guide. Mm-hmm. Now, we don't use strategy guides anymore because obviously what people do is just when they want to get through a particular game, all they basically have to do is, go to YouTube or, go to Google and, all the information is there. But this strategy guide, this book was released in 1996 in Japan. It was never released in the West, has never been released anywhere since, and has not been commercially available for decades. The only way you can purchase a copy, if you have the cash, is to spend hundreds on one via resale on eBay or Yahoo, from which Nintendo wouldn't see any proceeds. Oh, and also these scans weren't making anyone a cent. So this book that they basically made, that they scanned, they weren't even making profits out of it. They weren't making any money. And the reason why this pisses me off, and having you and I had this, disagreement of should we even mention this. The reason why I wanted to at least give this a quick mention, a quick briefing, is because I cannot believe that a billion-dollar company, a multi-billion-dollar company, is actually going to waste their time tracking down people making freaking strategy guides. It's one thing if you take their property and you making money off of it. It's one thing if you are doing piracy and you selling the games on it. But for people to love your company so much that they just want to experience all the I guess accessories or whatever that they had back in the past, and to put it on public display so that people could actually see it, you have a problem with that? You have a problem with that people want to preserve your games? I don't see what the big issue is. And I don't want to hear anything about, they want to protect their IP. What protecting from what? What protecting from what? What are they protecting?
Listen, the reason why I didn't think this was a big deal, because this is what they've been doing, right? They did it with the tournament with Evo. They've been doing it with the emulation, right? They're doing it with all their properties and everything regarding their property. Like, you notice that there's not that many dedicated Nintendo playthrough channels out there. I mean, you can find them,
Mm-hmm.
but when you look at the scope, like for me personally, when you look at the scope and scale of what a Nintendo YouTube channel is compared to like someone who does like a PlayStation centric channel or a Xbox centric channel, when it comes strictly by gameplay,
Yeah.
they're not as prevalent. Why? Because Nintendo has a stick up their ass when it comes to people showcasing gameplay on their channel on YouTube that they're not making money off of.
Right. Then I even dude, let me tell one quick, real story real quick. I think I shared this with you before. Nintendo has gone so far. This was years ago. This was we were trying to get a birthday cake, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to have, Mario on it.
Mm-hmm.
And Public said, "Oh no, we can't do that." And we were like, "Well, what's the problem? It's just a Mario picture. Like, we showed in the picture. It was a picture with Mario, Luigi, Peach, and basically the Mario characters, right?"
Yeah.
The freaking manager freaked out. Said there is absolutely no way that we could, give you this type of service. They said that Nintendo does not want, us making cakes, putting Mario face on it. They don't want us doing that. I'm like, now at the time, I had no idea that Nintendo was against that. I had no idea. I thought it was just the company that just didn't want to do it. But now that I've seen that Nintendo is just preventing from people from using, their IP, they're using their characters just so that they could somewhat have that character, I guess, available, in their life. Because you know how when you are investing in something, you either buy their accessories, you buy posters, you invest on their games, you invest on their movies, the collections, whatever. I mean, people love your character. They just want to get involved with the character that you made, and you won't even allow them to, you gone so far that you can't even allow Mario to be in people's cakes. like how low can you really go? And this one right here was the last straw for me. This was the last straw for me. This is why I wanted to talk about it.
You're gonna stop playing. You're gonna stop buying their products.
I haven't bought their products in a while.
You have a Switch, and
My brother has
and to my knowledge, you're still gonna buy games on that Switch. Okay,
probably.
as long as you keep paying their money, they're going to continue to do this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being real. Let me read Malta's comment. Malta said that I don't really play modern games anymore. He said he's selling his Switch.
wait a minute. Wait. What?
Yeah. He said he told us that he's been playing nothing but GameCube and GBA the last 3 months. He said that Nintendo is petty for that, but it is their right. It's their stuff. I just don't like it when they sue children for dressing up as Mario for Halloween.
Wait a minute.
Nah, bro, we're gonna need a link to that. There's no, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I don't see the point of tracking down these books either. I don't either. But like, this is what they're going to do now. This is what they're going to do. Like, this is just we've seen this when it comes to the bigger stuff, and it doesn't surprise me that the little stuff that they're going after also.
Okay, let me read this one last part because I could feel this person's emotions right now. Let me read this one last part right here, and then we'll move on. And by the way, I appreciate you having me read this.
Mm-hmm.
He says, while I fully understand protecting one's IP and copyrights, like you said, Malta, I didn't think I was hurting anyone by scanning and uploading a 27-year-old guide. Not a video game. Not a video game, a guide that is extremely out of print. Truthfully, I think it helps Nintendo while only hurting the people selling this guide for literal hundreds of dollars. All I wanted was to spread my love for this incredible guide and to a larger extent my love for the company.
So they don't fucking love you, bro.
That's
They don't fucking love you. They love your money. That's it. I keep every year, all the years that I've dealt with Nintendo fanboy. This is what I've been trying to tell them. This company don't fucking love you. They don't care about you. So you trying to excuse all the bullshit that this company's done over the years, and I'm not just talking about the copyright stuff. I'm talking about they're lagging behind when it comes to their online infrastructure. The fact that they don't lower the price of their games. They do not lower the price of their games.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, I think if you can find a Wii U somewhere, it will still be $300. It will still be $300, right? This company is absolutely anti-consumer. They are. Like, people want to complain about Microsoft and Sony and all the other shit, but yeah, they don't have the same energy for Nintendo. They don't. And then they're surprised when they pull this type of bullshit on people, right? Where they try to arrest people for doing emulation, right? They go out of their way and they fuck this dude over, right? This company don't care about you. They never cared about you.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I'm like, no, fuck them. I'm not buying your console anymore. I'm not buying your games anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I said this. If the Switch was a traditional console, I would have bought it, and I'm dead serious about it. The problem is that it's not a traditional console. They haven't made a legit console since the GameCube. They haven't. They just went to some gimmicky bullshit to mask the fact that you've been playing the same fucking game for 30 years. I know you don't necessarily agree with me on that statement, but that's how I feel. Right? And I told him, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm done. Honestly, I was done with them after the N64.
I thought you were done with them after the Wii, because I know how much you hated that.
No, like the Wii was the last straw. But I've been on PlayStation since the original, the OG PlayStation. But I still bought games for the GameCube, right? I love the game. I love the Game Boy Advance. You know, but it just ever since then, if you're not gonna make something I like, I'm not fucking with you. I'm not. And I'm sorry. Look, like I said, I feel bad for him, but like I said before, you can't be surprised. You can't be. All these people who say, "Oh, I just want to spread my love for Nintendo." What are you surprised? What are you surprised? They don't fucking love you. They don't love you back. They don't. They don't. They love your money. Whether you give it to them by choice or by force, they're gonna get money from you. And this is just another example of it.
Yeah, and last thing, I'm a rookie to the video game preservation scene, but I can't think of anything more depressing than how it's a bunch of hardworking people spending their free time and money painstaking, archiving, and preserving history. This is what I was trying to say from the beginning, that people are just trying to preserve history, while major companies like Nintendo are doing nothing to help, and the fact that they're actively hindering the cause. 100%. Like having I know you probably don't care about this, but when companies give you, let's say, documentaries, stories, interviews, or like booklets of all the artwork that they could sell to you, or that they'll even give it to you for free at times. People love those things because it's a way of preserving history, especially the people who weren't able to experience those old video games back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if somebody loves a company that much to where they just want to preserve, their artwork, and you still say no, you can't have access to this. You're not even making the strategy guide anymore. It's a 27-year-old guide. Why do you care? It makes absolutely no sense to me. And once again, for a multi-billion-dollar company like Nintendo to go after people who's making a freaking guide, That just shows how, like you said, you don't care about your fan base. You really don't. All you care about is making as much money as you can while screwing your fan base at the exact same time.
Either it's by force or by if you choose to give them money, or they're gonna take the money from you. They're gonna get it from you. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But yeah, we can
Yeah.
move on. We can move
Yeah.
on from one company fucking up to another. Let's go here. Let me share this. Gran Turismo 7.
Here we go.
All right. Now,
Before you continue, I was very surprised that you didn't know about it beforehand.
no, I knew about everything
Okay,
going
okay,
on.
okay.
The
Okay.
only thing is because I don't have the game. And like I said, like for those of you who've been watching the channel, I've been trying to find a PS5. I can't find one. I can play it on PS4, but I'm like, no, I want to experience one of my favorite gaming franchises on a PS5.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know necessarily. I can't. The thing that I don't know is how it would affect me, because like I said, I don't have the game,
Right.
right? But just to catch you up on what's been going on with the game. The game released. I think the game has an 86 on Metacritic. But the player score is stupid low, like at a 0.3 or something like that.
What?
Because
Wow.
people are review bombing the game because of some of the decisions that Polyphony Digital has done with the game. Now, some of it is fair, some of it is. I don't think it is fair. But here's the thing. I can When it comes to the microtransactions, I can only go by the racing games that I've played that had them before. So
Okay.
that's Gran Turismo 6, Gran Turismo Sport, and Forza Horizon. No, not Forza Horizon. Forza 7. And
Okay.
Forza Horizon has microtransactions also, but they're not as I don't think they're as bad. But based on, in fact, I would say none of them have been bad. Like I said, I can't speak to Gran Turismo 7. I can't speak to it because I haven't played it.
Right.
But when it comes to Gran Turismo 6, Gran Turismo Sport, and Forza 7, I've never felt pressured to buy microtransaction or purchase digital cars with real money. I never felt like I've been forced to do so. I never felt pressure because, like I said before, when it comes to like GT Sport and more so GT Sport and GT6, really when it comes to like races and stuff like that, I mean, you're not like it's not always like, oh, if you have the fastest car,
Hello?
you're gonna win.
Are you there?
No, huh? Yeah, you can hear me? Hello?
Yeah, yeah. I thought you were. Yeah, I thought you were lagging a little bit.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Okay, so like I said before, when it comes to like racing online, when it comes to Gran Turismo, right? It's not like, oh, you could just buy the fastest car in the game and you're good. Like that's not how that works. There's
Yeah.
a way of driving in the game where you have to be precise when it comes to your controls and everything that's going on with the car. It's why I call it a racing simulator, because it's the same way you have to deal with all these cars in real life. And to me, I just think that the idea that people just think that, oh well, the game forces you into microtransactions is silly, and it was a big controversy when it came to Forza 7. Excuse me, for the Forza 7, and I thought that was overblown. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think I made a video. I think I made a video about it too. Like all
Oh,
this
you
shit
did.
to me, yeah.
Okay, I'm
The
gonna have
whole
to
the
watch
whole
that one.
yeah, the whole thing to me is overblown. Overblown when it comes to those games. Like I said before, I can't speak to Gran Turismo 7, but let me read the article.
But from what I've heard, a lot of the players were really pissed off because they said that you have to play the game for a very long time in order for you to upgrade your car, with gaming money, to opposed to actual real money.
That's the the thing with me is that I need to see how egregious those practices are, right? And also, I'm not going to sit there and blame a company for wanting you to actually play their fucking game. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like people just think, oh, you do one race, you should win like 5 million credits. No, it don't fucking work that way. And that's not how you get better. You get better by actually playing the game.
Yeah. I
So
agree with that one.
yeah. So let me read the article. Riot Server's game is once again apologizing for his microtransaction and promising to do better. In a new blog post, Gran Turismo 7 director Kazunori Yamuchi acknowledged frustrations with the state of the game and announced um, Polyphony Digital will issue 1 million credits to each player, as well as dramatically change GT7's car economy to help make amends. And then now when it like you said with the economy with the money economy, I need to play the game to get a real judge of it, right?
Hmm.
But the one thing that happened that I cannot defend at all is what happened a couple weeks ago. GT7 servers went down for maintenance on March 17, which is normal, right? GT Sport does the same thing. However, did not come back until over a day later,
Oh my goodness.
right? That is unacceptable. If you having server issues, I get it, but the problem with that is this part right here: leaving players who had paid for the game, much of which is single player, locked out for most of his content for an extended period of time. When it came back up, players noticed some of his modes were dishing out the same amount that they weren't dishing out the same amount of credit. So what what happened with this update was that one the because the game is heavily online. Even when you're offline, even when you're technically not doing an online race, everything is online. In GT Sport, was the same way.
Hmm.
The vast majority of the game was on. You can do like single. You can do some stuff, but like the vast majority of the game was online. Right? It had you're on an online server and shit like that. Right?
Yeah.
Now, when especially in the beginning of the game, when the game went down for maintenance or if the servers were down, there really was nothing else to do in the game.
Right.
And
Well,
and
and before you continue reading, the now I don't know if you remember, we would always have the disagreement, but I think you would slightly agree with me. I mean, I guess to a degree. But
mhm.
you see, this is once again what happens. What I mean, what I've been trying to tell you, even since last gen, that we are no longer having control when we purchase these games. We no longer have control anymore. They have all the control now, especially when it's online and over what 50-60% of the game is basically online based. You have no control. Like you can't you couldn't even play single player mode offline while you were doing maintenance. I don't get it.
It is
'Cause
not. There's not. Yeah, there's really not much to do once the game was quote offline.
that's unacceptable to me. That's
Yeah.
unacceptable to me. You should still be able to have the option to play the game offline. You should be able to have that option. You know what I'm saying? When you have a game, you should be able to use it as full functionality, whether if you were online or offline. Now, if there are maintenance that needs to be done, the game should not be affected once the game is offline. Once you're not using a hotspot, or you're not using your Wi-Fi connection, you should be able to have access to that game offline. And if you do not, you basically bought a game that you practically don't even own, because the companies still have full control over your game and could say whatever that they want you to do. And for them to do that low blow where they actually change the currency, that is just plain greedy right there. Plain greed. And it makes me sick, because you asking me to pay $60-$70 for a game that's expensive to begin with, and yet you telling me that you have to do maintenance. And by the way, I can't play the game while you doing maintenance. Like, I'm sorry, I can't. I don't like where this direction, where the gaming industry is going. But what were you going to read? Because I thought that next page was going to be was interesting. What were you going to read?
Let me see. Okay. So the patch update previously deployed
Yeah.
was intended to rectify an issue with inconsistent reward payouts within the part of the World Circuit events, he wrote, but to reestablish the intended equilibrium and to provide more accurate rewards based on time investment and completion. It was necessary to recalculate the reward system as a whole. So I think what happened was players were I guess they found this glitch to where you can, if you do a race over and over again, you'll get you'll get a same insane amount of credits, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean you can kind of do that in GT Sport already. So I don't know why they would change the economy. Like I get the idea of of trying to entice people to play your game. Like I would never ever I would never, call out a company for doing that. But if you're going to manipulate the economy to the point where you're trying to make it grindy to the point of being grindy and stuff like that, to me, I think that's foul.
Mm-hmm.
That's foul. And apparently, you can't, again, I wish I had the game, but in GT Sport, any game, any car that you bought with your own currency, you can sell it and get money and get some money back, right? It kind of works the same way as buying a real life new car, right? You buy a new car once you leave the lot, it appreciates in value, right?
Yeah.
You obviously you heard that term, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with Gran Turismo, but apparently from what I heard, there are some cars you can't resell, and that I find that to be odd. So
You can't.
hopefully they
So if you have a vehicle, you can actually sell that vehicle to other players,
no, not to other play, but you just get rid of the car from your garage, basically.
and then you get money back.
Yeah,
Oh, really? Hmm.
yeah,
I
I,
didn't know you
I
could do that.
yeah. I don't know, but there was some controversy regarding that. Hopefully they fix that, because like I said, even with all the controversy, I'm still buying the game, but I gotta get the PS5 first.
Okay. Let me read this real quick because I think goes in line to what you was talking about.
Yeah, right.
Um, yeah, let me share this real quick. So it basically says why Gran Turismo fans are so upset. That's basically the article from GameRat.
Yeah,
Let me get rid of that. So it basically says here, okay, based on the franchise history, it's feasible that the negative discourse surrounding Gran Turismo 7 would have died down over time if their unexpected arrival was the only thing that had upset fans. Even though the last two entries of the franchise featured the concept, both were still able to build dedicated fan base. However, from just a quick glance, it becomes obvious that Gran Turismo 7 transactions take things to a whole new level. And here it is. Here it is right here. I think this is what you was talking about. From the monetary perspective, Gran Turismo 7 microtransactions are far pricier than those in Gran Turismo 6, GT6. While the options start out as 100,000 credits for $2.49, things spike upward from there to $19.
hmm for 2 million credits.
Okay,
If you're if you're
so
pa-
the
if you're
GP,
paying if you're paying $20 for 2 million credits, you're an idiot. You are an idiot.
oh man, dude, like you're on a roll today, man. Like, okay,
No, no.
the
What are you
G,
spend? What are you spending $20 for credits for? Just play the fucking game.
yeah, yeah, but let's be real though, that should not even be an option. Like,
I
you
mean,
know how many? That's the game right there, $20. You know how many games you could buy with $20?
look, the reason why they're there is for people who they feel like would play for it. That's why. If you're good at the game, if you play, especially if you love playing the game, you'll make $2 million in that game quickly. Unless, like I said, unless they're doing some finagling with the economy, which, like I said, I wish I had the game to find out. But when it comes to GT Sport, I think how much money have I accumulated over the years playing that game? Damn, shit. I have to open the game in order to do that, and I don't feel like doing that right now. So,
Okay, so
but yeah, but
let me read this.
I made a shit ton. I've made a shit ton of money playing GT Sport when it comes to just playing the game. So, and I not one time have I ever spent real money to buy digital cards. Never.
Yeah.
And never felt pressure to do it. Never felt pressure to do it either.
Yeah, I've
Now,
been guilty. I've been guilty of that though.
yeah, but in fairness, and GT Sport, the when it comes to GT7, like there's a lot more like maintenance options that you have in that game as opposed to GT Sport. So that money you do need to spend obviously not real money, but you have to spend credits on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but continue.
Yeah. So the GT Planet fan site has estimated that polyphony, right? Polyphony,
Polyphony.
digital polyphony, digital is now asking for an extra 0.3 cents per 1,000 credits in comparison to what it did in the past. Even though that amount of inflation might look small on paper, it quickly adds up in practice. So this is the last bit of it. To reach Gran Turismo 7, 20 million credit limit players need to fork out $214 of their real world money, with most having spent $69.99. Like I said before, like I said earlier, you're already spending $70 in the game anyway. Dude, I'm sorry, $70 is not cheap. $70 is not cheap, and I get it that it takes a lot of money, to make this game, and the game looks phenomenal. I was looking at trailers, I was looking at gameplay footage. Yes, the game looks phenomenal. But I don't care. $70 is still a huge ton of money to buy for one game. So with having to spend $69.99 to buy the game in the first place, fans are justifiably upset at Polyphony Digital apparent desire to rinse even more money out of them. The fact that the PS5 XMB menu advertises Gran Turismo 7 transactions every time fans go past it means that the feature is also more prevalent than it was in the past. For me, when you're spending, this amount of money, and then you have to spend, additional $20 for, such and such, credit, another 20, and I guarantee you, this 2 million credit, I guarantee you cannot buy much with it. I guarantee it.
I mean, if you're just gonna buy cars, like all you really need all you need in Gran Turismo is cars that you need to complete certain races, right? Because each event has a different set of races and stuff like that. You need certain cars. It could be like a certain brand of car that you need. It could be a certain type of car that you need. It depends. It depends.
Mm-hmm.
But if the game, let's say for example, if the game was free to play, right? Are you gonna spend 200 some odd dollars on digital cars? Because I'm
No,
not.
absolutely not.
So
Absolutely
regardless of
not.
whether you're paying $70 or it's free to play, I'm not spending $200 on cars. The reason why I spent the $69.99 is for a polished product. That's what I paid the $70 for.
Exactly.
If I'm going to buy, I want the game to be polished. Whatever it is that the micro, as long as the gameplay is not grindy or anything like that, it doesn't. This shit don't bother me. This doesn't bother me.
No, it bothers me because even with the $70 price tag that you have to spend, if I am forced to spend additional money because I have to get through a particular race and I have to have a certain car, to get through that race, that's additional money that I have to spend. That's unacceptable to me. I already spent 70. You don't need any more of my money. You don't. So why am I being forced to spend more money to get through the game? That's not right.
Me personally, like I don't think you need that to. I don't think you need to spend money to play the game. In my opinion, I don't think you need to spend money to play the game. Like if you're dedicated, remember, this is a simulator. This is dedicated. Like if you buy Gran Turismo then you know what you're getting into when it comes to Gran Turismo.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're gonna have to grind. You're gonna play. You gotta grind. That's what it is. Like again, as long as the economy is fair, then yeah, having the microtransactions available doesn't bother me because like I'm not gonna use it. It's just for someone who wants to buy the game, who just wants to, instead of doing the work, they just want to buy. They just want to buy, spend the money on microtransactions. That's all they want to do.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
you
That's it.
but microtransactions should not be included to get through the game. It should only be available like if you want to customize your vehicle, change it up. Similar to how passionate I felt about when it came to fighting games like Street Fighter. Like if I want to spend extra money to customize my character, like how people want to customize, the avatars and things like that, that's fine. But that has nothing to do with the gameplay itself.
No,
That has nothing to do with get through.
when it comes to Gran Turismo, I would be 1,000% against that. Them charging to customize your car, I would be 1,000% against that.
Oh,
'Cause it
you
was
you
complete-
you be you be against it.
yeah, because it was completely free in Gran Turismo Sport.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah, it's completely free. So why? So no, if they're hiding like custom car customization behind a paywall, that would piss me off a lot more.
Oh, okay.
That would piss me off a hell of a lot more than offering microtransactions like in general.
Yeah.
Kidfit said that Gran Turismo should be an MMO where you pay monthly each month just to play.
What?
No, I'm good on that. I'm
What?
I'm not gonna say it's not the worst idea. It's not the worst idea out there, but to me, I don't. No, I rather pay the $70 for a polished product.
Wait. You
And
actually think that's a decent idea for
no,
it to be like
I don't think they could be PC games that have that idea that may do that already. I don't know. Then it will crash like Drive Club. No, like Drive Club was a completely different issue than Gran Turismo. Had nothing to do with microtransactions. The problem is that the game was in development hell, and by the time it came out, I mean, not it wasn't a bad racing game like I have it, but it didn't deliver on the promises that it set for it. Gran Turismo is not going to have that issue. So I mean, we can
so
move
so
on.
so at the end of the day, you
Mhm.
still in full support of getting the game.
Fuck yeah,
Even with all the complaints and microtransactions and all that and nickel and diming you still want the game.
yeah,
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
you
Like I
kind
said,
of surprised me with that.
because like look, I bought GT Sport where it had a lot of the same issues. It had a lot of the same issues. I bought 4 to 7, and people were bitching about microtransactions. To me, as long as I can race nice cars, and I get rewarded for it, then I'm good.
But
I'm
what
good.
about the issue that okay, but you complained with past games that you had that if you are limited in the offline modes, the
Yeah,
single player mode,
that's a problem. That is a problem. But like I said before, like as long as they communicate that, like when it comes to GT Sport, every time there was a maintenance that was coming up, they would tell you ahead of time. They would put a timer in the game, and once you knew it was offline, it was offline. You can still use it, but and they did a good job of adding offline content. It's not it's something that's not it's not ideal, but it's part of what the gaming industry is right now. And as
no,
long as
no,
you, as long,
it shouldn't be that
I
way.
understand. I understand it shouldn't be. I understand it shouldn't be. But it is where it is right now. I'll wait till the game is done with the maintenance because I have a shit ton of other games. The thing that annoys me about what some people do is one day they talk about this game and I know some of them have no intention of actually playing the fucking game. I know that for a fact. They just want to do it because either they're Xbox fanboys or there's someone who likes to be, outraged for the sake of being outraged without understanding. Because they just think that, oh, well, or if you have microtransactions, you can just buy the fastest car and you'll never lose a race. That's not how Gran Turismo works. That's not how Forza works. That's not how this shit works.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that because they don't know. They just want to bitch and complain for the sake of bitching and complaining.
Well, I think it's because it basically compromises or diminishes, competition as a whole. Because remember, a lot of people was complaining about that with other games where people would be able to buy certain characters or certain weapons and things like that, and then they feel like it's an unfair advantage that you could just buy whatever it is that you want and then not get good, and then you actually beat the people who actually put in the work.
I
I
I,
I,
I
I
get
get that.
that. I get that. But when it comes to Gran Turismo, there you can set up any type of race where the way, especially in the official races, online races for Gran Turismo, they have settings in place to where each car is going to be on an even playing field.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so like they have settings in place, right? Like if you had, let's say if I go into an online lobby, right, and they have certain, obviously, you can use your own cars, but there has to be a set limit on how the car, on what's in the car in order for it to drive. It has to reach a certain um performance level, right? If it exceeds it, if it goes above it, then your car won't qualify.
Ah, okay.
It has to get to a certain, and some lobbies are like this. Other lobbies you can just pick any car you want and whatever. But there's some lobbies where pretty much you have the same car, similar car settings, and pretty much is the best driver wins. Microtransactions has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with that. That's why I don't have the same energy for that I do with DLC guns and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because now,
Hmm.
granted, you do need skill will always conquer all, but if you have a gun, if you have this fucking DLC gun that is destroying me, then what am I gonna do about it? If you have like this fucking you know, let's say you had this gun that shoots a ridiculous amount of rounds, you get great range and all the other shit, and you see everyone killing you with the same fucking gun, that will get annoying. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
But from my experience, Gran Turismo is not like and Forza are not like that. Let me read Kidvid. Kidvid said, Gran Turismo 7 should come out on PC and compete against Forza. It already competes against Forza. One is probably going to come on PC eventually, and it already competes with Forza already.
Well, you could actually compete with Froze. Well, yeah, you're right. They are competing with Froze already.
And have
Yeah.
y'all ever mentioned the Amico on this podcast? The Amico, the Kaliko, yeah. No, we haven't mentioned it. Like I know a little bit about that situation. Um, I don't know if you know
No,
anything about it.
no. Tell me.
It's regarding. We're done with GT7, by the way. Okay.
Are
So
we done?
yeah, we're done.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, you have anything else to say?
No. I think I'm pretty much set. Like I said before, I'm just sick and tired of the fact that games have to be online, and that when something needs to be updated or maintenance has to be implemented and what have you, if you don't have access, to the offline, like I said before, you have no control of the game that you purchased. Something that you own, you don't have full control over anymore. This is why I will never 100% go for digital. This is why I never am 100% in favor of just complete streaming. Because sorry to go a little off topic, but this is what I also discovered just the other day. I wanted to watch a couple of Spider-Man animated series and things like that. And what I discovered was that Disney Plus does not have all the Spider-Man animated series, because the whole thing with Sony and and whatever. And I said to myself, like, this is the type of BS that I just do not want to deal with. Like, I'm spending, granted, it's not completely their fault, but I don't want to constantly spend money month after month after month, and yet I don't have full control of the product of what I want to play or what I want to watch. Like, I don't want to deal with it. I just want to have the product in my hand and just have full control over the product that I purchased. That's it. And when it comes to a situation like this, I can't even have access to offline, because what you do offline should have nothing to do with what's going to happen online. You know what I'm saying? At least from back in the day,
Yeah.
when you would play, certain games, and if you were no longer playing online, well, that didn't matter. You could still do whatever you want to do offline, and that's how it should be, and that's how it should remain at all times. But they even taken that away from you, and I don't like it. And this is making me go further and further away for even in this gaming industry. I mean, from this generation, because I'm not supporting this garbage. I'm not supporting crap. So that's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So the Amico is this retro console. It's supposed to be. I don't know if it's ColecoVision or Atari that's behind it, but you remember a guy named Tommy Tellerico?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's from G4. He used to do the show with this other guy. I think his name was what was his name? John. Let me look it up.
The white guy, right? The
Yeah. I forgot the guy's name. Let me go to Google. Yeah, like they had this idea about starting this, you know, what's that their name? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, they had this idea about making this console and all this other shit, and it's a clusterfuck. Like I said, I don't know a whole bunch about it, but this
oh,
is but yeah,
so
you recognize this guy, right?
zoom in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
He wasn't on there very long, but I'm familiar with him.
yeah, he is, and by trade he is a music composer, video game music composer. So this is the in television Amico. This is the product that they were making.
And it was basically a another console, pretty much.
Yeah, but like a retro based console, and I mean everything about it has been just a cluster. So I don't want to talk too much about it, but yeah, but this is what and he was supposed to be he was the president, the CEO of the whole project, and then he leaves. I think earlier this year, and it's just been a cluster.
It looks like a freaking cell phone.
Yeah.
Well, what was the big deal about this device? Like, is it a console or not?
Technically, it is a console. Technically, it is a console, but like I said, I don't know weight. I don't know weight. I don't know too much about it, and I don't want to. I don't want to drag the podcast down.
Well, if Malta, if you could explain to us, what it is exactly, that would be great. But other than that, because since we could just move on, because I have no idea what that is. I really don't.
All right, go ahead. You start. Let me go. Let me go and turn on the air. Hold on.
Okay, so I think this year is going to be another bust season for the we're actually gonna talk about the Nets, and I think that's gonna be our last topic. We're actually going to talk about them, and man, I have a lot to say, with that team. But the next topic we are going to be talking about G4. So this is another somewhat gaming news. And let me see. Let me share this real quick. Oh, I don't think you guys will be able to see it until Havino activates it. Let's see. And Malta Frosk, she's one of the hosts, from G4. I don't know if you're familiar with X Play, but she was basically one of the hosts in in G4 TV, or X Play, I should say. And yeah, in G4, yeah. So she was one of the hosts, and so that's why he put the name out there as Frost. I don't wait. He put Frost. Let me see. Overrated podcast 33. Nintendo strikes again. Yeah. He put. Yeah. Okay. I see Frost. Yeah.
Yeah, show a picture of her.
All right. Let me show a picture of Frost. Let's see.
So we're gonna talk about the G4 because apparently the channel is not doing great right now. Obviously, it stems from the whole rant that she had a couple of months ago regarding what was she complaining about? Regarding sexism in the industry, sexism that she deals with on the comment section and stuff like that. And then
Here she is. Yeah, go ahead. Keep talking. But here she is.
yeah, this is her.
Yeah.
Like the thing is this, right? So after this, she made this rant regarding regarding sexism and stuff like that, and mentioning the names of like people like Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn, talking about how those women were not there to be easy on the eyes for you and all this other stuff. And then then literally, this happened like a couple weeks after that. They do a segment on the show with this woman, who her name is Amarath, who's a well-known Twitch streamer. And she's known. If you guys probably don't know, she's the same woman who has sold bathwater to some of her to some of her consumers, and I think recently tried to sell farts to her consumers.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Right. So again, this is a company in G4 who used to do stuff like this in the past, and and people have to ask, is this segment, and look, let me also say this. She's a well-known Twitch streamer, right? And this is what she's known for. Like, this is what she's known for.
Mm-hmm.
So this type of stuff, like the whole thing with G4, to me was for them, and we had a huge debate over this, right?
Oh, and the podcast, right?
Yeah, a podcast a long time ago.
Yeah.
That what they were going to do is they were going to use the name of G4 to kind of harking back to the good old days where they would entice people who grew up on the show like me and you to go back and watch the show, but while using people who are relevant in the current state of the internet. And
some people who are relevant.
Yeah, and she's definitely relevant, whether you like her or not. She's definitely relevant.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So to me, my opinion on this is that it's obviously it not only is this a bad look for a G4, not, and the funny thing is, if they just did the segment by itself, it's not a big deal. Like, whatever, if people want to get the rocks off of her wearing a bikini in a tub full of balls, have at it. The thing that makes this bad is that you have her saying what she said about the product and everything like that when it came to G4, and then you go ahead a couple weeks later and do this. Like, what? You made her look like an idiot. And I know some people already think that she's an idiot, whatever. But you made her look like an idiot, and you made your channel look like dumbasses by putting this sketch out there moments after she said what she said about sexism.
Yeah, you made everybody over there look like idiots. The guys that were cheering her on. You can have Adam Sessler, clapping. Everyone is just saying, "Oh yeah, you're doing a really good thing," and you guys, all of you.
Adam Sessler is clapped like a dipshit, by the way.
Oh, what happened? You gotta tell me what happened.
No, he clapped like a dipshit. Like, he clapped like a dumbass.
Oh, okay.
The way he clapped like a dumbass. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have all these people cheering her on, and I don't want to. I was thinking about playing the audio again, but I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to. Yeah. Go too long. With this topic, but I wanted to read something. Real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so Amarath, I think that's how you say it. Sexualized G4 guest appearance took place on March 11th, occurring as part of that day's episode of The Name Price, a game show hosted by Twitch personalities Austin Show and Will Neff, wherein players attempt to guess the retail price of various items. LA, the
I
price
love
is
that.
right. I love the price is right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna play it. I really don't. But like you said earlier, she was in a bikini, and you had Frost, who basically went on a huge rant. And like I said in the last podcast, I knew that that was a bad idea because you are automatically going to tell people, oh, if you don't like it, don't watch it. That's exactly what people did. That's
Yeah,
exactly what people
because
did.
apparently the channel's not doing well. Like I said, I don't think she was talking about everyone. I think she had a specific target in mind. But like I said, people like to get offended. So
Yeah, but
you know,
you, in a way, you defended her.
yeah,
You,
I,
you, you, you defended her.
I defended her for saying what was obvious. Saying what was obvious. Like she said that, oh, like when guys say, "Oh, I used to jack off to you" or whatever, that's not a compliment.
To
That's
her.
not a compliment. Yeah, that's not a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Like and like the stuff that she said, I didn't have a problem with what she said. The only thing that I
I
the only my only thing that the only thing that I asked is whether or not what she did with that whole speech was a diversion for the stuff that she said prior when it came to like all the missions information she had when it came to Mass Effect and PlayStation. Was that a diversion or is she really or she just got an uptick of sexual of sexist remarks? That was my only question. That was really my only question when it came to that.
my here's the thing that I still don't understand, right? You basically said that Olivia Munn and
Morgan Webb.
Morgan Webb did not go on TV to basically be eye candy to for the eyes for you, she said, quote unquote, right? And it's so funny that she said that because clearly either she's just talking out of her ass, excuse my language, and that she did not even watch the show, none of the shows, because you could clearly see that a lot of them they did a lot of I guess you could say a lot of sexual a lot of things was displayed sexually. Like you had the one where Olivia Munn, removed her panties out of her, out of her trousers. You had situations where they were in bikinis and things like that. Clearly, what a lot of guys like is a woman who likes video games, but is also attracted in the eyes. And throughout just about every single industry that you could think of, whether if it's with gaming, whether if it's with alcohol, whatever it is, right? Even in media, like news media, sports media, most of the women that you see there are very attractive women, at least for the most part, because it's good. It's good presentation. That's what guys like. It helps keep a lot of people remain engaged. Like that's one of the easiest strategies that people use for most of their products anyway, by default. So why are you upset about it now? And then you turn around and you do the exact same thing what you were basically ranting on about. It makes you look stupid and it makes you look dumb. It
Well, I
really
mean,
makes you look dumb.
are you talking about her or are you talking about the company?
Everybody, because all the guys that was clapping and cheering on partake in that speech.
Yeah.
They partake in that speech. It makes you look stupid. And I'm very surprised that the producers that was listening didn't try to stop her from continuing with that rant, because I guarantee you a lot of people no longer watch after that stupid rant. A lot of people didn't want to watch.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is that people like to get offended. Like I said, she wasn't directly talking to you, but because you don't like what she had to say, you took it as that and decided to you know what? She was talking about me, so fuck it. You know what I mean? Like I said before. I'll say this again. When it comes to G4, like whether they're struggling or not, none of my business. I don't watch the show. I don't watch the network. I don't know if it's on. Obviously I can find it online anywhere, but I don't know if it's on my cable subscription or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that show is never ever going to recapture the same magic, even if they brought everybody back. It's not going to capture the same magic.
Well, I disagree with that. Like you think that if they brought everybody like Olivia Munn and Allison, I mean Layla Kaylee, and
Everybody,
you think you don't think it would succeed?
no. It
No,
may it may do well, but it's not going to capture the same magic. Why? Because like I said earlier, like I said before, when we talked about it before, people have so many different avenues to get their content, their gaming content, their gaming fix, their technology fix. They have that now. Before they were really the only ones in the game doing it on a online on TV basic on a TV basis.
mm-hmm.
Now that's not the case anymore. It's not the case anymore. So let
Well,
me read this stuff from Malta. Malta said, "Well, she's selling fart. That's disgusting. Like I've heard of chicks that stream on Twitch and they're in the hot tub the whole time. Yeah, like they don't have to look. If you're hot and you don't have to do much to get an audience. I'm telling you." She said people donate and she grants their wishes. Yeah, and he also said when someone says to her they used to masturbate to her, it's creepy. Yeah, I totally agree with her on that. It's creepy. But ultimately, like like it is what it is, bro. Like it is what it is. So
yeah,
yeah,
I mean it's whatever, at this point. I don't feel sorry for the network. I don't feel bad that they're probably just gonna have to close and just start over. You're gonna have to do something else, because what everything that you're doing right now is clearly not working. You're constantly losing more viewership. Your ratings is constantly going down. And frankly, like you just said, we have other people that we find more entertaining. We have other people who just go straight to the point, and we have options. I mean, now that you have options of all the content that we want to watch, like, you can no longer compete anymore. But I do disagree with you that if they brought every single person back, I do believe that it would capture a lot of the same. I definitely would watch, because
I
I
I,
really do enjoy the
I wouldn't. I
personalities.
wouldn't.
I do like the personalities. Like I do like and respect Morgan Webb a lot. Olivia Munn, yeah, kind of, yeah, she's cool. Um, Addison Hayslip, she's cool. And Layla Kaylee, she's hot, and she's also very good at at her job, what she did, defeat. So I do like all the cast, the past cast, that were there, and I do think that it would do fine. But and this situation right here, again, you alienated the people who watched your show, so you lost those people, and the show is not as good. And knowing that you had to compete with all these other YouTube content creators, why the hell are you going to backtrack from what you did and basically look dumb? People are just not going to have respect for you. People are not going to have respect for you and your show, because you basically call people out for wanting to see people like Olivia Munn and Allison Hayslip. You get upset over it because you don't look like them, but you turn around and then use this chick.
Oh, she okay. Again, she's not. She don't run the network, bro. She don't run the
I
network.
don't listen. The fact that she did that, she said that speech, makes her, everybody else, people who are in camera and off camera, look dumb.
It does. But she's not the one that hired. She's not the one that hired Amaranth to do that show. She don't. She had nothing to do with that.
I blame her, and I blame the producers for allowing her to continue with that stupid speech.
All right, that's fine.
That's
But
who the people I blame.
that's fine. But at the end of the day, like the network did them no favors by running this segment. They did them no favors. Cause it made them look like dumbasses and make them look dumb for doing that. And then you put this on it, and you put this on. And like I said, by itself, it's not that big of a deal. At least, especially not to me, not that big of a deal. But like when you have her saying all that, and then you do this, especially when it comes off the heels of people saying, "Oh, they're not going to watch anymore." It just made them look dumb.
She should have never said it.
I mean, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, so I'm not. But so anyway, I don't want to read. This thing. It's too much to read. Some of it is her going back to her stupid speech. I'm not interested in doing that. I just wanted to give a quick opinion about it. And with all that being said, the show is not going to go anywhere. Too bad. So sad. Let's go. Let's continue. What's next?
All right. Before we get to the Zion thing, I do want to make this quick mention that the Miami Dolphins have been very busy in the offseason. They have acquired arguably one of the best wide receivers in the game, Tyreek Hill. He had two choices. You know what those choices were, Steve?
Wasn't it one of them to stay with the Chiefs?
No, well, yeah. So he had three choices. He could have stayed with the Chiefs. But he had two teams. He had a choice between two teams. You know what they are, Steve?
Nope. Oh wait.
Know?
One of them was the Jets.
Yeah, he chose the Dolphins over the Jets. Jets. That's funny. Anyways,
you're only saying it's funny because that's who I like. That's the only reason why you're saying it's funny. That's the only reason why you're saying it's funny. And I don't understand why those were his only options. I don't understand that.
I guess those were the two teams that were offering to give the Chiefs what they wanted. So
okay, so the Chiefs wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah, pretty much. Either they wanted to get rid of him, or they figured that they weren't going to be able to re-sign him.
Dude, if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I would be livid, dude. If I was Patrick Mahomes, I would be going off.
I mean, the contract is the reason why. The contract is the reason why he's not there. Mahomes' contract is the reason why Tyreek's not there. They have guys that they want to sign, and that's in that sport, in a salary cap sport like that, is gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to keep everybody.
Oh, so you blame Mahomes?
No. Definitely not blaming Mahomes, but but that contract is why he's not there right now. I don't blame any player for getting their money, especially in that sport.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely can't do that. But I'm happy that Tyreek is here. And I'm even more happy that he chose us over the Jets.
Yeah, you could control
more years of being irrelevant. That's the life of a Jets fan. What's the next topic?
You actually think that you guys are going to be, championship contenders now that he's there?
No, but they were going to be better than you guys.
Okay, you could talk all the crap all you want. You could talk all the crap all you want. But guess what, though? Regardless of what happens, you guys are going to be in the exact same position as the Jets. You're going to be sitting down in the couch watching the playoffs. So talk all the crap all you like, but you guys aren't going anywhere.
All right, well, listen, we may be sitting on the couch. You're sitting in the backyard in a tent.
So that was funny. That was a good comeback. That was funny.
All right. Okay. So I don't know.
You in serious role.
Yeah, you had the Zion article.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start it off though. Zion Williamson is officially out for the remainder of the season, right? He's out. So, he's not going to come back this year. So he's pretty much missed the entire year with the foot injury and the setback or whatever, right? Now, they put this out there. Do you have the dunk or no?
I think I do have the dunk also.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Hang on a second.
So, the funny thing is that they announced this, and then he comes out with a I think it was an Instagram video.
Yeah.
Where he does a between the legs not 360. He did a between the leg dunk. I think off the backboard between the legs dunk, right? Impressive for a guy who has a bad foot. Very impressive.
Oh my gosh.
And let me tell you what this is to me, right? Because in theory it's not that big of a deal, but
Yeah, I can't
here's
find it.
what. Can I find it? All right, let me see if I can find it on my end.
I could have sworn it was one of these articles, but okay, go ahead. Let's see if you can find it.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it on my end, right? Because here's the thing that it represents to me, right? It represents to me what I've always thought of Zion and the situation between Zion and um and the Pelicans. They don't trust each other. They don't trust each other.
Yeah, there it is. Oh wow. Well, let me zoom this real good,
All
real
right,
quick.
I'll pop it. I'll pop it. I'll put it in the big thing. Yeah. So
Very impressive dunk. Very impressive dunk.
yeah, especially for a guy on a bad foot. You know what I mean? So it could be that he's still rehabbing, and the rehab is not like.
No. Get out of here, having no.
Wait,
Stop.
let me explain. That maybe that he may be healed to the point where he can do something light, but obviously not. Not have the endurance to do an NBA game. Right? That could be it too. Um, like to me, this shows such a lack of trust between him and the organization. Because remember, I don't know if you remember this. But this long time ago. This is when with the Knicks, right? When David Fizdale was the coach of the New York Knicks, right? And they had and this was when Kristaps Porzingis was there, and he had an injury. I forgot what the injury was, but he had an injury where and Fizdale said that there really is no update on his injury. He probably gonna miss more time. And a little while later, Kristaps Porzingis makes a video of him running and showing that he's perfectly fine or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And you saw what ultimately happened with him. That he had a bunch of issues in New York, behavioral issues, and he ended up leaving.
Yes.
I do believe that, like Multa says right here, Zion wants to be a Knick, right? He praised the organization and said that New York is the place where he would want to play at most after New Orleans. I remember that interview, but really he meant to say he wants to be a Knick. Yeah, he doesn't want to be there. Okay, he said that it's time for me to update my desktop picture. No, it's fine. Like I'm getting a new computer soon, so I don't need to update it.
Not even Malta's bringing up the jokes now, man.
Yeah, like
Man,
no, I get it,
fantastic.
but I'm getting a new computer soon, so I'll just
Oh my gosh, dude, I've just
I'll,
been
I'll leave
laughing
that
all
as
day.
B. I'll leave that as B.
God, kudos to you, Malta. That
But look.
Dragon
But
is on the Nets, but
no, he is, right? But here's the thing: he
Oh
doesn't
my
want
God.
to he doesn't want to be there anymore.
yeah,
Now it's going to be interesting because he is eligible for a max extension, and if he don't sign it, that is the absolute 100% sign that he doesn't want to be there at all. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Mhm.
absolute sign that he don't want to be there. Now he can get the extension and still ask for a trade if he wants the money but still don't want to be there. He can do that, but like if he just but he is eligible for an extension. So yeah, go ahead. What you got to say?
yeah. Let me just read this first paragraph right here.
Actually, pop it up.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Let me see. I think it's okay. If anyone was holding their breath and waiting for Zion Williamson to appear in the game for New Orleans this season, it's time to exhale and let it all out. According to the Atlantic Shams,
Tarania.
Corania, right? Corania.
Tarania.
Yeah, Corania. Williamson will won't return to play this season due to nagging foot injury. Now, okay, I wanted to do it like this, but since you kind of beat me ahead of the game,
Mhm.
I wanted to emphasize on this where it said he won't return to play this season due to his nagging foot injury, but then you showed the video.
Mhm.
Can you pop the video one last time?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me show the. Let me show the. Let me show the outdated desktop.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So pause. Can you pause when he put the ball between his legs?
Yeah.
See if you can catch it. Okay. 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 Have it now.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not a basketball analyst. I'm not a doctor
Mhm.
or anything like that, right? I'm not a physical therapist. But I would assume since the basketball hoop is like what I think it's 10 or 12 feet in the air, right? 10 feet,
And yeah.
10 feet in the air. Okay.
Wait, is it 10 or 12? I don't remember.
I think it's 10, but if I'm wrong, then it's probably 12.
No, yeah, it's 10. It's 10. Yeah, it's 10.
Yeah, 10 feet in the air. This guy dunks. See if you could play it and then pause it real quick again, like as he's about to dunk. Okay. So this dude was able to reach 10 feet in the air. I'm sorry. This is not a nagging injury to me. If you are in any, I again, I'm not a doctor, but if you are in pain, if you're feeling any type of discomfort, you are not going to be doing dunks like this. I don't care if it's in a game. I don't care if it's practice. I don't care if you're going. I don't care if you're at the park. You are not going to be doing crazy, outstanding, athletic dunks like this if you are in pain or any some sort of discomfort. You're lying. He is perfectly fine. Why in the world are you going to tell me that the injury is so egregious that you can no longer play for the rest of the season, but yet you're doing dunks like this? See, this is the type of dishonesty and this is the type of crap that I don't like seeing on TV. I don't like seeing stuff like this. This dude is getting paid millions and millions of dollars, and he decides to screw over his fan base and his organization. I guarantee you he's still taking their checks. I guarantee you he's still cashing their checks. And you are doing this. This is an insult to the fans and to the organization that's paying you currently. I don't like this. I don't. And the other reason why I don't like it, I know you don't care about this, having because you only care about Miami. The reason why I care about this is because even people like you have said that if Zion was healthy, now I disagree with you, but maybe you might change your mind now. You said that if Zion was healthy, he would be a bigger star than Ja Morant right now. Are you still going to hold that stance?
Yeah.
I don't. After what I've seen, what Ja Morant has done, this season, and what he did, last season for helping his team make it, to the playoffs, Ja Morant is taking over, and this actually makes it worse on Zion, in my opinion, because you have a guy who was a second pick, you were the first overall pick, and you have this guy named Ja Morant outshining you. And what do? You decide not to play to hopefully, because look, right now the Pelicans is still in the play-in right now. You have the opportunity to make a run with your team. You're doing all this good work without you, and you have an opportunity to showcase what you could do and help your team, maybe help your team win. Now you're not going to beat Phoenix. You're not going to beat um you're not going to beat Golden State, and you're not beating Ja Morant either. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what you say. They're not beating the Grizzlies if they were going to face them in the first round. They're not beating any of those guys, especially Phoenix. But you still had the chance to at least showcase what you could do in the last end of the season and in the playoffs. But instead, you decide not to play. I don't care. I don't care if if the coaching staff is telling you not to play just so that they could get a bigger pick. I don't care what they say. Speak up, say that you want to play so that you could get your teams in the playoffs. If like common sense should register to this guy. I don't care how young he is. Common sense should go to register to this guy. If you are witnessing that your team has the capability of making it to the playoffs, go out there to the court to help them win. That's what they drafted you for. That's what they're paying you for, to be the leader of that team. This is not leadership. This is just you laughing, basically just laughing at your fans and people like me who want to see you play. I want to see him play. Look, what we're seeing, what Ja Morant is doing right now is special. You have to admit that. It is special. How awesome would it be to see the first two picks taking over the league? How amazing that would be outstanding to witness right now. But yet we are being robbed because this guy does not want to play because he doesn't want to play for for the Pelicans. I don't like it. Oh, go ahead. Read Motz's thing.
Because he's 100% right, and I was gonna mention this too. The reason why you don't do that dunk, one, is so that you don't try to upstage your organization, which is what he did. Two, and what Mota said, not to mention because of Zion's weight, he shouldn't be doing this because he could easily hurt himself when he lands. You have a bad foot, and yet you're doing between the leg dunks. You can easily hurt yourself again doing that. And look, rehab is about testing your injuries, right? Testing your body part to see if it's back to full strength. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to be doing between the leg dunks, and you're not doing between the leg dunks during the game. So why do it now? And especially why do it, after the organization said that you're out for the year. Now, all this stuff about whether or not he wants to play, don't want to play, and all the other stuff, I don't know what's going on with him there. It's obvious he doesn't. He probably wants to play basketball, but not in New Orleans. That's probably the case. But honestly, this situation is to me, it's just that he doesn't want to play there anymore. It's obvious, and you know how teenagers are. Like they have, they don't really come out and say shit anymore. They just do subliminal shit, and this is subliminal. As far as the way he looks in great shape in that video.
He could still lose a little bit more weight, but he drastically improved. I will say that.
Yeah, he's definitely he's in great shape. He's definitely in great shape. And I think the rehabbing the foot. I mean, to me, I probably would have done the same thing as the Pelicans. Like just hold them off for the year. What you do
wait, what? What did you just say?
Yeah, I would hold him off for the rest of the year.
Why? It's not like you're going to get the first or second, overall pick.
Yeah, that's fair, but it also don't mean that you're going to do anything in the playoffs anyway. So I would rather wait, give Zion a full off season, not only to obviously get himself better, but to get better acclimated with CJ McCollum, who's been fucking amazing since he went there. Who's been absolutely amazing since he's been there, right? Obviously, you have Brendan Ingram. I don't know if they're going to trade him or whatever. But if they come back, Zion 100%, CJ McCollum playing like he's been playing, they have enough to be a good team in the Western Conference. They have enough. So why don't waste your energy? You won't waste your energy going to play in some useless playing tournament.
So now, all right. Here's the problem that I have with what you just said. Right. Mm-hmm. I have a problem with what you just said because now basically what you're saying is you going to the 8th seed or the 7th seed does not matter anymore. That's what you're pretty much saying. So now going to the playoffs doesn't matter.
Think about this. Are they going to beat the Suns? The Phoenix Suns are by far the best team in basketball right now. They're not beating them.
Okay.
Memphis? Like you said, they're not going to beat Memphis. So what's the point? The only reason why you make the play-in is to give yourself a chance. That's it. Give yourself a chance. But if you wait till next year, wait till everyone's healthy, then
Wait,
you can get
then you just negate that statement. What you just said.
no. No, because like you said, you're only gonna play in the playing game because you have to play it. That's it. You have to play it. But if you wait till everyone's healthy for next year, build a winning culture for next year. Make hopefully if they're healthy and they play well and they do good, hopefully that will convince Zion to stay. Because then you will see, hey, this David Griffin dude, he's gonna put a winner behind me. It may or may not work, but rushing him to play some meaningless playing game, at the end of the day, we're past that. We're beyond that. We're beyond that. If he plays in the playing game and gets hurt again, then he's just gonna get set back even further back than he already is set back. So you might as well wait
But
till
that
yeah. Go ahead.
that's just part of basketball. Unfortunately, you know what happened. Unfortunately, yes, we witnessed that happen to AD, but that was just an unfortunate situation. But he has to be back on the floor. Why are you investing in him for if he's not going to play? And if you are going to stick with that stance,
Mhm.
if you're going to remain in that position, or what's the point of going to the going to the 8th seed? Then what that negates the whole purpose of you having 8th seed to begin with.
I
What's
understand,
the purpose
Steve.
of having
Steve,
8th
I
seed?
get it.
Because
I
you're
get
not
it.
going to
But
beat Phoenix Suns. You don't know what the Pelicans capable of with a healthy Zion. Nobody's seen him play. You don't have video footage of him playing this season. What are they going to go by? What this video is going to go by? I honestly believe if Zion came back I think he's healthy. If he would come back and play, and they would play the Phoenix Suns, I think it would be a very good series. The Phoenix Suns is not sweeping them. They're not sweeping them. And if you're right with what you're saying about CJ McCollum, I haven't watched him play because frankly he hasn't been Pelicans hasn't been on TV. From I can't even remember them being on TV.
yeah,
But
and let me ask you a question.
mhm.
Why they, why did they have like the Pelicans had a lot when Zion got drafted? They had a shit ton of TV games scheduled. Why was that?
Because of Zion.
Yeah, that's it. They didn't do that. They didn't do that for Memphis. They're just now paying attention to what Memphis is doing as a team. Just now, like he's a star, whether you want to admit it or not. That dude's a star.
Well, John
Now,
Morant, like I said, John Morant is taking over. But go ahead.
I understood. But with that said, if you are you first off this offseason you have to see if he's invested in you guys with the contract extension. But two, like at the end of the day, like the season's over now. The season's over now. I get they can do in the play on and all like anything can happen. But in that sport, in basketball, you know which team is better. And I'm sorry, they ain't too many teams that better than Phoenix. And you're gonna waste rehab time for Zion for to play a team that you have no chance of winning. Even with him there right now, you have no chance of beating them. No chance. Even with him there, that's a team that not only do they have the top two players in that series with Paul and Booker,
Mm-hmm.
they're a team that plays extremely well together. They've been playing as a unit all year against a team that brought in CJ McCollum in the middle of the year and is just now bringing in Zion. If he decide to come back, they're gonna get slaughtered. So why waste rehab time on him just so you can get slaughtered? You might as well finish the season, play the game that you're obligated to play, start back over fresh next year.
I don't like what you just said because you basically giving tanking a pass. You're basically saying okay to tanking. That's what you're pretty much saying.
The season's almost over. They are who they are. They are who they are. Nothing's gonna change. So like I'm not, and you have a guy who have health concerns. Like and you're like just get him healthy for next year, and let's see what we can do to further improve the team.
Well, stop eating your ice cream, stop eating nachos and your cheeseburgers and your fries, and actually get in shape. If that's the case,
Yeah, man,
stop getting heavy. Stop getting all heavy because you love to go to McDonald's eating, Whoppers and all the other craps. Knock it off. Your eating habits has been trash and has been awful since you got here. Since you
I mean,
got here.
he look good now, so I can't really, I can't really say nothing. But anyway, let me read Malta's comments. He said the video reminds me of when Eric Bledsoe tweeted, "I don't want to be here." I remember that tweet. I remember that tweet. He was in Phoenix when he made that tweet. Because what happened was they traded for Isaiah Thomas, and they had 3 point guards on the team. You know what I mean? So it's like he's like, and then what's his name? Goran Dragic again. He was upset about it too. He demanded the trade, and that's where he got traded to Miami.
Yeah.
If I was Zion, I'd come back towards the end of the season. I wouldn't want to
Yes.
waste an entire season of my NBA career. He already
Yes.
did. He already did. Like he already wasted an entire season. So why waste the rehab portion? Why would you waste rehab to play a couple games and get slaughtered for no and risk getting hurt again?
Because he's healthy now. He's healthy now. When you're healthy, you go back to the court when you are healthy. I'm sorry, but if you are doing 360 dunks, windmill dunks between the legs, you are healthy to me. You are healthy to me. This isn't one of those soft dunks where he's just, lightly, dunking the ball. No, he's going hard. He's going full force making that dunk. I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with your foot if you're able to do that. Jumping 10 feet in the air? No. No, you get back on the court and you play. That's what you're here for. I don't want to hear this crap. I don't want to hear this crap. Oh, well, it is nearly the end of the season. You're healthy enough to play, and the team is actually able to make the playoffs if you play.
Yeah, you guys live in a fantasy world. He said tanking is trash, and
I agree.
he also said that compete for the chip.
Yes,
They're not competing for anything. Phoenix is going to destroy them. They're not competing for anything. They're not. They're not good enough. They know that. So why risk first off, there's no reason to risk your future investment on a lost season. This season's lost. I can understand if there were a third or fourth seed. I would get that 100%. If based on traditional playoff seeding, they wouldn't even be in the playoffs at all. So what are we competing for? They're the 11th best team in the Western Conference.
10.
They're the 10th best team in the Western Conference. They're not good. They're not good. Like the season's over. The season's over.
Well, the season's not over because if you were able to go to the play-in, the season's not over for you. You know that.
Again, like the season's over. It's over. So do what you play whatever game you gotta play, and then you set the table for next season where you will have a healthy Zion. You'll have a CJ McCollum who's gonna be, a year into the program. Hopefully, decide what you're gonna do with Brendan Ingram. They have enough to be a good team. It just takes it's gonna take time. It's gonna take playing together to get that. And it's a lot easier to do that in the beginning of next year than to do that at the end of this year when you're a 10th seed. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so you have your position, and I have mine. I think that he should play because if you are able to make some type of noise, I think that'll be good for the league and for the fans. You'll be doing them justice by going out there and play what you're supposed to do because it's part of your job. So that's it.
All right. Let me get the Kyrie thing up. Last topic. Let me get the tweet. Let me see if I can find the tweet. Excuse me. Let me see if I can find the tweet. Get the images. Show me a bunch of his shoes. Apparently, people like Kyrie Irving shoes a lot.
Um, I mean, would you buy it?
No.
Yeah, me neither. So, yeah, I would not either.
All right. While I look at it, well, I mean, the last topic of the day. Uh, it was reported a couple days, pretty much a week ago, that that Kyrie Irving and a bunch of, I guess, New York had decided to lift the individual mandate when it comes to sports and entertainers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know why they did it. I know why they did it.
You know why New York did it?
Hmm?
You say you
Yeah.
know why New York did it?
Hmm.
Okay, it's probably gonna get political here. Go ahead.
No. All right. So this is the tweet right here. Let me pop it up. This is the tweet right here. Um, there we go. This is it right here. Kyrie Irving officially cleared to play in home games after New York City Mayor Eric Adams announced an exemption to the city's vaccine mandate for pro athletes and performers. Now, the
Mm-hmm.
reason why this is happening, and let me see if I can have some fun with this, because like I said, I teased you on it, but I never told you why they're doing this,
Okay.
and I'm gonna tell you why.
New York
Oh, come on.
Yankees.
Mm-hmm. And by extension, the Mets. This is why the New York Yankees. Because guess what's about to start soon.
Baseball.
Mm-hmm. And
A sport that's irrelevant to me. But go ahead.
yeah, it's irrelevant to you, but it's not irrelevant to New York. It's not irrelevant to that market.
Okay.
And despite the fact that they play outdoors, apparently before the mandate was lifted, the New York Yankees and Mets were subject to the same exemption that Kyrie Irving was under,
Mm-hmm.
which is odd because they play outdoors, but I guess that didn't matter.
Right.
But it's not a coincidence that a couple of days later he decides to lift the exemption. The reason why the exemption is no longer there is because of the New York Yankees. Because when it comes to laws in that city, and I told you this in the past, money talks, right?
Right.
Influence. If you have influence, you can get shit done. It don't matter
Okay.
what happened. You can get anything done, and that's all it took was the Yankees. That's why the exemption's gone.
I don't understand. I don't understand what is the. I still don't understand what the Yankees have anything to do with it.
Because they're the top team in that market. They are the most relevant franchise in that market. Of all
Also,
the teams, I would put the Mets but they're a distant second, right? But you look at the Knicks, the Nets, who are at the bottom of that. By the way, the
mm-hmm.
Nets are at the damn near bottom of that list, right?
Yeah.
Of all the teams in that market, the Rangers, the Islanders, all the major sports teams you could think of, the Yankees are the number one team in that market.
In New York.
If they want something done, it'll get done. If there's a policy that will help them, um, if it's something that will help them, and even when it goes to like MLS, hell, the reason why the MLS team that they have an MLS team, the New York City FC, the reason why they don't have a stadium right now because of the New York Yankees. It's
Hmm.
because of the New York Yankees. They run that city. They run that city, and that is why the vaccine mandate was lifted. So I don't have nothing to say. I know you're happy about this. That's fine. Like I don't care either way.
Okay.
The only thing I'm gonna say when it comes to the Brooklyn Nets, now that you have Kyrie full time, don't lose. Don't lose.
This is what I have to
Don't
say, right?
lose. Go ahead.
This is what I have to say. I told you, I told you, and I told you. Kyrie Irving stuck to his beliefs.
Hmm.
He stuck to his guns. He did not want to take the vaccine at all. Under any circumstance, he did not want to take it. Right?
Hmm.
And look what happened. By him not taking it, now he has a chance to play again. Full time. Not part time. Full time.
Hmm.
He didn't take the vaccine. You see, this is what I like when guys really stick to their beliefs. When guys really stick to, they care about their freedoms. They're not going to let some job or some corporation tell them what they should and what they should not take. Regarding whatever it is, whatever it's the vaccine or whatever it is that they have to take. Right, and I'm proud of him, for sticking to his guns. And now that he's going to be back, I think Miami is probably in trouble.
Well, right now, you know who the number one seed in the Eastern Conference is right now?
Isn't it Miami?
No,
Who is it?
the Boston Celtics.
Oh, that's right.
How the hell did that happen? I know they've been playing. They've been playing the best out of anyone in the East. I didn't know their record was that good to where they would be a number one seed.
Well, Tatum, he's been balling lights out though.
Man, yeah.
He's been,
We've seen this. We've seen this from them before. So
yeah, but they're number one. But pretty much everybody's tied up though.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so everyone is pretty much tied up. Look, it could go either way. It could be Boston. It could be Miami. It could be the Bucks, bro.
I mean, but I'll tell you this right now. If it wasn't for Kyrie's beliefs, and I'm using the quotation marks, they would be the number one seed right now.
The Nets.
Mm-hmm. They should at least they should be in that mix.
Yes, I agree.
They should be in that mix.
Yes.
And Malta says what belief? That the Earth is flat.
dude, I'm telling you, man. Like the jokes today has just been phenomenal today.
He said, "I thought before January they were between 8 and 10, the 8th and 10th seed. The Celtics, yeah, like I thought, yeah, because they started off really bad, just mediocre, but they just steadily got better and better and better. And I mean, to me, that's a team that I'm scared of. Like, look, we all know Brooklyn. They have the two best players in the conference, right? But the team I'm scared of the most is Boston.
Now it's time to be Boston.
No, yeah. I'm always afraid of teams like that. Like, yeah, I'm afraid of teams like that. But like, yeah, man, like he stuck to his guns, he stuck to his beliefs, and he got his way once again. Just like he did in Cleveland when he wanted to get traded after going to 3 straight NBA finals. He said, I don't want to be under LeBron. Now let me go to Boston. He got his way when he got his contract in Boston. He got his way when he, after going against his word, saying that, I'm going to stay in Boston forever, went against his word and played like dog shit. Then went to Brooklyn. Got his way when he decided to lead the Brooklyn Nets for a couple days. Whatever. The only time he didn't get his way was during the bubble, because he was for the bubble until he found out he couldn't go in the bubble, and then he was against the bubble. So yeah, whatever he does, he gets his way, and he got his way now. All I'm saying, don't lose. Don't lose. That's all I'm saying.
What you basically now, if Ben Simmons was going to play, then I would say yes, don't lose.
No. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. listen, they have look. I apologize. I'm getting over. I'm getting over a cold. But look, Kevin Durant, perennial MVP. Kyrie Irving, damn good
He's not.
player.
He's not. He's not an MVP candidate right now.
Perennial,
Oh,
perennial.
okay,
Like
okay,
you,
okay.
yeah, perennial MVP.
Yeah.
They have Kyrie Irving, who's obviously a great player in his own right. That's enough. That should be enough. That should be enough.
No, you're right. You're right. You know what? I take that back. You're right. I actually
So
agree
yeah.
with you there.
So yeah.
I actually agree with you there.
Brooklyn, don't lose. Don't lose.
Well, the thing is, I'm really happy that he didn't have to take the vaccine because the whole thing with the vaccine was stupid anyway. Because like I said, you could talk about protocols all you want. You could talk about taking it to the team all you want, but once you implement a rule, a policy, or a law, and yet there's contradictions, hypocrisy throughout that rule that you implemented, I don't want nothing to do with it. You have a guy who cannot partake in playing in New York, but yet other guys who are not vaccinated, who are visitors from the team, could play. It's like it's like, well, what the hell are we doing here? And I don't care what the reason is,
Mhm.
because even if they're not residents from New York, do you think COVID-19 cares about that? You think COVID-19 is going to say, well, I'm going to give these guys a break, and that they are sophisticated enough to leave the people who are visiting alone? It just doesn't make any sense overall. And then you talk about the whole mask thing. People who are in the court, the fans, they're not wearing masks, and I guarantee that a lot of them are not vaccinated either. So so since day one with this
Actually,
stupid mandate.
I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's 100% true.
Oh,
I don't
from
know. Yeah,
from what?
because I do know that if you're going to an indoor event, I think they had a thing where you had to show proof of vaccination. 'Cause I know they had it for a wrestling show, an AEW show in New York, like about like months ago. But again, I'm not 100% sure because like I said, I don't live in New York, so I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah. So with all that said and done, I am proud that Kyrie decided not to take the vaccine, and now look, he gets to play, and I am very, very happy for him. And I hope that stuff like this never happens again, with this whole mandate stuff and the whole law garbage, and this whole vaccine stuff. No more. I want everything to go back to normal. Normalcy matters, and I honestly believe that the Nets will be a contender for a championship, even if they're in the eighth seed. Even
All
if
right.
they're in the eighth seed.
Malta says honestly, Steve brings up a good point. Why can't Kyrie play home, but unvaccinated players can play in New York? However, a lot of players caught COVID, so the vaccine is a good idea 2 years ago. So yeah, I mean, like I said before, he got his way. It is what it is. All I'm gonna say is don't lose. Don't lose. Trust me, don't lose.
Well, hopefully, I think they have a better shot of beating Boston than Miami, because Miami's defense is just phenomenal to me.
Yeah,
So I think they have a,
and
I
it
think they
hasn't
have a
hasn't been,
better shot of beating Boston.
hasn't been lately. They've been playing like dog shit.
Oh well, they're still in the second spot, so I think
Yeah,
Miami will be fine.
yeah, I do too. I do too. They're just going through. It is a bad time to go through a bad patch with the game with the playoffs. Like what, a couple pretty much a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
And Malta said the Nets will not reach Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh.
So
Mm.
right now they're the ninth seed right now. So the ninth seed they have to play in the playing game. The winner go home playing game.
Yeah.
So I like to me. I think they'll get out of that. I think at the end of the season, I think they'll get to. I feel like they'll get to a. Actually, let me pull up the standings right now, like the current standings.
Okay, good idea. Before we finish.
Yeah. So we're pretty almost done. Let's just get up to the NBA standings. All right, 2022. Okay, so right now, obviously, all right. So right now, let me see more. Okay, so you can see everything, right?
Yeah. Let me
Okay, so
just
right now,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
all right. So right now, Boston's number one, Miami number two, Bucks number three, 76ers number four. They're all separated by like half a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All 14 separated by half a game. That's crazy. And then you have Boston number five. No, not Boston. Chicago's number five. The Toronto's number six. Those are the top six. Those six go to the playoffs automatically.
Yeah.
Seven is Cleveland. They have the same. They have identical record to Toronto.
Oh, I can't see because you have
Oh my bad.
the yeah.
Yeah, so they have pretty much an identical record then with Toronto, and then the Hornets are eighth, and then the Nets are just behind them. So they pretty much have the same record. I do think that the Nets, if they play well the last couple of weeks, they can. I think they can reach the sixth seed. I think they're 4.5. Oh, they're actually 4 games back, so that's not going to be easy. That's not going to
No,
be easy.
they're not reaching the sixth seed. There's no way.
Yeah.
They would have to lose no more games. They won't be able to, and Raptors will have to lose most of their games. That's not happening.
Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, they're like, yeah. So I mean, yeah. That's gonna be tough. But like I said, man, like even regardless of where they're at, status wise or whatever, at the end of the day, don't lose.
No, I mean
Don't lose.
I'm looking at it right now,
Yeah.
and you
No,
left.
no, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm looking at it. You keep saying don't lose. To me, I don't see a team that they could beat. Like with the exception of maybe the Celtics. Do I think they're beating Miami? No. Do I
Wait,
think they're
you're talking
beating
about
the
Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Look,
I,
they have arguably they have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. They should be able to beat any team in the Eastern Conference.
I don't see them beating Miami or the Bucks. I don't see them beating any of those two teams. I think even though Boston is number one, I think the best teams in the East right now is Miami and the Bucks. The Bucks been down, for quite a while because of injury, but look where they are now.
Yeah.
Look where they are now. And the 76ers, I think Brooklyn are good enough to beat the Sixers. Regardless of how much I love James Harden, they're good enough to beat the Sixers. I just don't see them beating Miami or the Bucks, in my opinion. Everybody else they could beat. But other than that, if they have to face Miami or Milwaukee, they're not winning that series.
Well, on that note,
Yep.
hey, don't lose. Hey, Kyrie, KD, don't lose. Don't lose. All right, Multi asked, "Wow, this is a tough Eastern Conference this year." Yeah, it is. It is. Because you have 4 teams at the top who I think are good enough to win, and I still think Brooklyn has enough to win also. So yeah, but on that note, let's end it here. Um, this is a good podcast. I like this podcast today.
Yeah.
Under 3 hours, we got everything that we need to talk about.
Yeah,
I thought
and
it was
you
good.
and you actually partook in the Nintendo topic, which is a huge surprise.
Yeah, it was. It was. It was. That's part of the reason why I didn't want to talk about it because we had so many topics. I figured we're and I ain't gonna lie. The Will Smith thing took like 40 minutes, I'm glad. I'm happy with that because that's just still funny to me.
Yeah, that was really really funny. Again, I still say shame on Will Smith for doing it, and it's really funny for me that we actually talked about something that was not sports or gaming related, but yet I could understand why there are certain
Yeah,
special exceptions, and
yeah. 'Cause, I mean,
that one was special.
when you got two dudes bitch slapping each other and on national TV, you gotta talk about it. You
Yeah.
gotta talk about it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, so I enjoyed that one. Then I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy the Nintendo one also. I wasn't, and it wasn't. We didn't go for too long on that, but I really did like that one and the and all the jokes that we were saying today. Like you and Malta were just, man, I was just laughing like crazy today, man.
So just to reiterate from the beginning of the podcast that we do have a overrated overrated podcast channel that is right now it is available right now, but I don't think it
Yes.
has nothing in it right now. So as we continue, we're gonna continue to put content, obviously put our past shows on there, and we're gonna and then we'll send out links to the channel, subscribe to the channel, share the videos and all the other stuff. So we're definitely looking forward to it. On that note, this is Hoovy 186. I am out.
Yeah, so yeah, this is the traditionalist, 101. Like he said, we have our channel, official overrated podcast channel. Like you could actually go on it right now. All you gotta do is just type in overrated podcast, or just just overrated podcast, and you'll be able to find it. And that is how it was supposed to be from the beginning.
Yes.
So those of you that couldn't find it before, it's available now. Just wait, just for a few days, because all we got to do is just upload the videos from there, and having that will take care of that. But once again, Malta, appreciate you, my brother. Christina, you're such a doll. Thank you for participating, and everybody else that also Kidvid, appreciate you, bro. But please like, share our content so that everybody else could actually see what you all saw. This is the Traditionalist 101 signing out. Have a good one.
All right. Have a good day, everybody.